Good morning. Check out yesterday's handiwork, shall we? Master file. I have one in here. Actually do have a little cutting mat too, which I'm gonna probably leave here. I don't need that one. I got another one I carry with me. Oh, in fact, oh. Do I really need this here? Probably not, since I don't do a lot of extensive work, but I will leave this here. Hey, Edwin, good evening. How are you? Little Tamiya cutting mat. Forgetting that I carry that with me. Hey, Nick. Good morning. Not gonna lie, there are pluses and minuses to this bag and how it works. Let me see if I actually had. I thought I did. I thought I had a more intense file, but I guess I don't. Had a month cleanup and working on a dice dispenser to play more. Nice. Is that the EW travel bag? That is the Andy's Hobbies. With I will show that. Let's see if it comes through. A little gift from Ray a while ago. In case anybody couldn't read it, it says, "Holy fucking shit, back man." All right, let's get this stuff put away. I'll leave the glass files out. You know what? I'm going to try some glass files. Okay. Anyway, happy Sunday, everybody. Hope everybody had a good day yesterday. Or Edwin, I hope you had a good evening or day today. This is day 3 working on the dice dispenser today. I did not succeed making it. I'll try mocking with cardboard or styrene. And by a dispenser, we're not talking about just a cup that you just kind of spin things and turn over. You're talking about like, I've seen some really complicated ones that allow for, I don't know, it's almost like a little funnel, all sorts of crazy things. I'm assuming you're talking about something like that, Edwin. Was up late night, up like 3 hours past bedtime with dinner, then kids after we got home. Grandma failed us by having the kids up when we got home at 10. Oh, yeah, I think I get that. She failed you indeed, dude. But how were the anniversary festivities outside of that? Okay. Breaking up the glass file. See how this works. Not expecting it to work well here, but let's see. Yep, funnel with 5 columns, so it will be easier to pick and roll. Nice, yeah. Like I said, I've seen some stuff like that at places, and they're pretty cool. Dinner was great. Went to a really nice Creole restaurant. It was stupid expensive. But I don't know about you, Nick, but for me, I agree. It's like, look, I don't want to go out and spend $100 billion going out to a restaurant, but at the same time, I like going out to an expensive restaurant if the experience and the food and everything, that to me makes a lot of difference. I mean, it's been a while, but like I used to love going to the Capitol Grill um, when I ate red meat because it was like the experience was great. The tab wasn't, but the whole experience made it worth it. Hey, Tony, good morning. It was nice once in a while, but buying toys is number one. I think like anything, it's you find the thing that you like to do and you go for it, right? Sometimes that's going out and having if you like going out to expensive meals, that's great, or good meals that happen to be expensive. You know, if you like clothing, if you like toys, if you like models, whatever it is. Everybody's got their. I used to when I was in the I was doing more retail sales. We used to talk about this that everybody's got luxury taste. Everybody. Some people have more luxury taste than others, but we've had a $200 gift card for years, and I still drop like 100 before tip. Being such a special night, it was of course, yeah, that's great, man. That is an expensive restaurant. Is it just the two of you? Whew. But yeah, that's what matters. Ultimately, that's what matters. And before I forget, Tony, good morning. How are you, my friend? I feel like I was shirking my duties there for a second. All right, I'm gonna pop downstairs for a second. I have one of the things I don't have right now. I need a tissue box up here. Just the two of us. Can't sing. So yeah. Almost there. Doing well, thanks. Nice. Yesterday was a weird day. My wife worked, I'd say about half of it. So, I wrapped up early yesterday and went and helped her out. And in fact, no help was really needed. I was there for 15 minutes, hung out with her, her fellow colleagues, her fellow employees, colleagues, as they were supposed to be setting up, but somebody had already gotten there early and set everything up. So it's only a walk of a couple blocks from here. So we walked up, I walked back. She was there until I think around noon, at which point we went and got lunch together over at the dining hall, hung out with a couple more of her colleagues. It's good. But what was interesting was during the day, I spent and I was hoping it'll take me like about, I don't know, an hour or whatever. I spent almost 3 hours working on the Patriot website, getting some stuff cleaned up. I got the PatCon page updated. There were a couple of repairs that needed to get done on the website in general, got those done. So, a chapter president's work feels like it's never done. Feels like it's never done, right? But it was good. So then we had lunch. We came back for a little while, did a little bit more website cleanup. I was texting with Mason yesterday morning. He made a suggestion of a podcast to listen to. I mean, I've listened to On the Bench before, but they specifically had on a couple of guys who were talking about building planes in flight mode. They're like, why would you ever build a plane static on the ground? It doesn't make sense, right? And I picked up a couple tips from them, like a couple things that they do. Mostly it was a lot of bitching about why it just doesn't look right, and then what manufacturers should probably end up doing. The complaints of how much. Sorry, guys, give me a second here. So make sure I got the suspension right. Yes, like that. There we go. Yeah, right there. Come on. There we go. And now we can see no gap, right? Forgetting to change this over to live chat. Not that it's going to make a big difference, but so that was good. How many chairs did you move? None. I actually did no work. It was great. Maybe we're going to do some gap filler in there, just get some of these things just a little tighter later on, but we can do that later. Bang on the drum all day? I did nothing except for work on a website. There we go. Mostly, but not quite. There we go. What I would love would be to see Who is on? Not that it matters, but I just wanted to then before I kind of fill in. Not that we did much else yesterday either, but um, in I've been doing this for what 5.5 years, 6 months now on here on YouTube and everything. And I was thinking about this that in all that time, I've had people on. Sometimes, people who been a little challenging to deal with, in terms of um, just whether or not they're, politically we sometimes get along, or just, sometimes there's just I don't know, things just don't work out as well, right? I think it was just Nick, Edwin, Tony, and myself. Yeah, I think that's what it is too. That's kind of what I'm seeing right now. But again, you never know 100%. But in that entire time, I, every now and then you kind of feel like, do I really want to just block this person? And I think yesterday I finally reached a point where I think we had to do that. I think I've been feeling kind of odd about having some 9-year-old kid on here anyway, because I feel like the channel is listed as mature content, because we will use profanity, et cetera, and talk about subjects that aren't important. I like this being a safe space. I like it being a safe. First of all, that's what the whole stay safe and stay sane was all about. It was during COVID, having a space where anybody can come and chat. But I think at some point, I'm not sure that this is a safe space for our friend Red. I really don't. I just don't. I'm not sure this is the appropriate space for that. And given that we've got a minor, I'm not sure who fully gets everything that's going on here. I'm just not sure it was the appropriate space. So, it kind of bothered me a little bit that I feel like I dinged him, but at the same time, I think it was kind of an important thing to do. So, all right, this box here, this is going to require me. I think I'm going to have to putty fill that one and just put it in later. That part's not going in. Let's get a few like that kid. It happens. Yeah, and that's fine. And that's what I was trying to get at early at the beginning. And we're not going to belabor this point very long. Part of it is that I dealt with enough people over the years. You just kind of like you take the punch and you roll with it, and that's fine. I have no problem in having, like I said, people come on, and we've had some interesting conversations where every now and then I look down, I'm like, really, are we having this conversation? But hey, this is a space where it's not just about what George wants. This is really about, just I'll maybe steer it a little bit, but the conversations have a tendency to sometimes just go in directions that they go. I think yesterday was a pretty problematic situation. And given the age of the person, and this is not the first time some things like that happen, that just doesn't seem to make sense. I think it was just time that, it may be best for Red to find another place. You deal with from Ken and I. From Ken, very little. From you, all the time. And you're next on. I mean, you've come this close to getting like, I'm gonna. No, I'm not gonna do it this time. Ray. No, Ray, that's not the case. But I am joking about it. Now, I mean, like I said, shit. We can take shit. We can give shit. All that's good. Someone has snuck in, but not talking. That happens. And it's Mike. Now we can stop talking about Mike. At least I know I deserve it. Yeah. Well, I think that's the other part of it too, right? Right. It's like, at 9, do you have the ability to kind of understand when, honestly, the term that I've used quite a bit is read a room. What's going on, Mike? Good morning. They've spoken. They've spoken. Why not? Let's start using this. Okay. Ain't doing too bad. Actually did a pretty nice job. I've used glass files in the past, just not often enough. But I have to say, that did a really nice job of removing the nub. Chillin'. Liz Victor has arrived. It's official now. It's official. What's official? What is ofish? Oh. Okay, let's see how this looks, because I think this might be another one of these. Yeah, see, once again. See, I'm kind of trying to figure this out. See, this is also, I have no idea what these parts are. So I don't know what the hell this thing is that attaches on the side. Right there. It's that D19 part. No idea what the hell that thing is. But I will say, let me get it attached here. I mean, again, that is unacceptable, especially if you got all that detail work that you're doing underneath. So if you want to see the underside, just say, look at all the detail they put in here. And then you look at that and you're like, what the fuck? You know, even if you're looking at the model, like if it's okay, this model's probably been the most problematic of all the ones that I've seen from Meng. And even then, it's not like it's the biggest problem I had to contend with. This is just a major shortcoming. Like even if the model was on wheels and you're kind of looking at it from the side, you can see those gaps. So the question is, why? Now, what the hell are these things? No idea. How long are you up here for? I'm leaving probably midday tomorrow. My wife's working tomorrow. They don't have Labor Day off, so she's working tomorrow. Probably like late morning, noonish. I'll be probably taking off. Spent 12 hours in the ER yesterday for a lark. That doesn't sound like a lark, Mike. What's going on, man? Everybody okay? And was this you or kids, wife, someone else? I don't know how much time we have to party with Daisy. I hope you're partying with Daisy. Zoe was living her best life yesterday. She had a cat sitting on her. She was listening to her audiobook and she was working on her own model. She was having a great day. So this is another one of these parts that's going to require gap filling. All right, so that's fine. Woke up with chest pains. Blood tests and stress tests showed no issues. Oh, that's not good. So any other things going, Mike? Any other tests that were done? I would even take the cats off. Ooh. Mike, everything okay? Chest pains. Not a good thing. Okay, those two. And because of the shape of these things, I don't have anything up here to fix these things with, but when I get them back home, I will. Good times. Yeah, feeling better today. Yeah. Dude, did they kind of come up with what it might have been? And again, I'm not asking for personal, if you don't feel comfortable giving personal medical shit, I get it. But Mike, I hope this is just a, hey, pull the something, and that was the end of that. Oh, you're still kicking. Yeah, I guess so. It's an interesting way of putting it. All right, this box here we know is going to need a piece underneath it. Yeah, like again, if you don't want to, and I totally understand, don't give anything away. But I'm hoping it wasn't anything more than just a complete unknown that will never rear its ugly head again. But it wasn't anything heart related. I think it might be pericarditis. So they gave me a bunch of anti-inflammatory meds. Pericarditis. I'll have to look that up later on. Where's Ken when we need him? Where's Ken? And for fuck's sake, 12 hours? Sack around the heart. Oh, that doesn't sound good at all. Shit. Oh boy. Oh yeah, there's lighting mental patients. Yeah, probably. All right. Let's get another one of these. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. Just gonna cut part of the tab here. It's all good. Glad to know my heart is okay. Amen to that, brother. Amen to that. Good morning, guys. Hey, Seb. Good morning. How are you, my friend? I like this desk. Like that there's not a lot of clutter here. I don't have a lot of other like supplies and shit. There's like a lot of place to put the laptop down. This desk is it's an old kitchen table. It's probably older than many of you guys. My sister had this thing when she was just getting out of college, maybe right before college or just during college. Doing good so far, Seb. Doing good so far. No complaints. You? Definitely a wake up call to get healthier. Yeah. Yeah. I'm good. Currently looking for stuff for my Halloween costume on different site. And how are you? I'm doing all right. I'm enjoying my time up here in Maine, which is good. I just got a little too aggressive there. We're gonna flip this around. I'm doing well though. And Halloween costume, huh? I guess we're coming up to that time. Yeah. Yeah, Mike, you are 100% correct. Tomorrow, my hope is, depending on what time I end up leaving, is to probably head back via the New Hampshire route and then just somewhere in the White Mountains, just get off, do a trail hike. Before heading home. Halloween costume. So, Seb, what are you thinking about in terms of Halloween costume? Gonna get a hike in today myself. Nice. Next weekend, theoretically, I'm going to be visiting my younger daughter Mia, you know, on Saturday. I don't think I've got anything else planned, and I'll be. Oh yeah, look at that spot. Fuck on. I may actually hit the mountain trail next to the school. It's a good time out that way. There's a few waterfall trails on the way back. Yeah, I know. One of these days, it's been, like I've said, it's probably been well over 40 years since I've been to Franconia Notch. I'd love to hit that place up. I think that might be like a spring thing. Sleeping Giant, nice. Yeah, I want to hit this. That's what it is. The Sleeping Giant. I got to remember that because you look at it, it's like, oh, of course, it looks like a sleeping giant. Yeah. This year, I'll do a modern pest doctor with some scary makeup under the mask. Ooh, that sounds kind of cool. Seb, you're gonna have to share a photo of that. Take the blue chair at sleeping. Okay. And what is the blue trail versus the other trails, Ray? Trey, I mean, Ray, I trust you. Not very far. So, what is the blue trail, and what are the other trails? Yeah, I'll put a picture on my edge and maybe my Twitter. Okay. I mean, it's not like I can't look it up either, I suppose. Almost there. It's the closest to vertical you'll want to go without rock climbing gear. Okay, so here's the thing. Yes, do I want to try a trail like that? Absolutely. Now, not so much. Let me get myself into a place where I'm actually fit enough to do that. And yeah, I will definitely do that. I'd love to do that. Blue trail is the best. Hey, Joe, good morning. Yes, I am absolutely certain that it is. But I also want to make sure I don't die. I may actually take a look at a trail map for that place this week. I really wish I had my bastard file. What's going on, Joe? How's things, man? The mistake of doing it in the dead of summer, other than the heat, it's very doable. Oh, I'm sure. There wouldn't be a trail there if it wasn't doable, right? So my hope is to spend a little bit of time with my daughter, go out to lunch, maybe go do a little shopping with her. Nick, just waking up. You can take the tower path for the first hike. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. Like I said, it's like I want to. This is kind of like something I've been enjoying quite a bit recently, doing more trail hikes. I love the trails that we have nearby where I live. I want to try a couple more trails. There's a couple more in the Holden Worcester area back home that I want to hit up. Now with a little bit more found time because my younger daughter is in college, my older daughter does her thing, my wife being up here, it's kind of like, okay, I can. Okay, let's try this side now. Almost there. My understanding is from my daughter that the dance coach has quite often said to them, all right, girls, go get your shoes. We're hitting the trails. And they've done trail hikes. I actually haven't asked her if they've done it yet. I would assume the answer is not yet. But they have done, some kind of fitness training by hitting the trails in the past. Well, that's my grandma last name. Really? She did say her dad owned some land out there. Out this way? Really? Oh, small world. For real. For real. Oops. Okay, it's a little too wide still. Let's shrink it. Come on. Thank you. Need to get up Greylock before they close for the season. Not a bad idea. Keep flipping this part. Good morning, travel day today. Headed to see the kids for the weekend. Nice. Hey, Mike, welcome. Damn it. All right, I gotta just be careful. I'm starting to release too much material. Mike, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Spaghetti ball we call it, that right, and shaped like a potato. Okay, there it is. Now it's a little too small, so now I'm going to put in a little piece in here. See if I can prevent it from falling all the way in. Give me a second chance. There you go. Little stop tab. All right, let's see what we got. Maverick's second. God almighty, he's 2. Bang. Time. It's his birthday is September 3rd, celebrating Little Man this weekend. That's great. Wow. Time flies. Time motherfucking flies. That's great, Mike. I'm going to do one other thing here. Help us along. Fans are kicking on the laptop today. Wild. Looking making a trip to PA on the 18th to attend a new model show. Let me find the club name. Philadelphia, yeah. There's a couple of good ones out that way that I'm aware of. Be right back. Actually, I want to ask Mike about another one. Yesterday, I was working on, like I said, the website, the club website, and I updated the calendar, including a couple shows down in the Long Island area. There's a Long Island car show. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Super September Showdown in Boyerton, PA. Yeah, nice. Liars Club. That's the one. Yeah, I guess they've got a show on, well, I can't remember if it's the 8th or the 14th of November. One of the two, because there's actually 2 shows happening. There's a miniature show happening on, no, there's the miniature show is happening on the 14th and 15th. And there is a, the Liars thing is happening on the 8th. There we go. All right, real quickly. There should be. Let that dry for a little bit, and then I'm going to file it, glue it on. So 2 of the 4 I got done. Ones with odd shapes like that, I'm going to have to fill with putty. And that I don't have here today. Anyway, heard it's a cool show held in a car museum. Yeah, that's nice. Well, kind of appropriate, right? Scale modeling cars, car museum, you know? Scale model traditional shit, airplane hangar. One last smoke detector battery replaced. Nice. So anybody who is coming to PatCon, just going to fire this off again. And if you're planning on staying the night, Saturday evening, we still have a few spots left at the museum. We'll be setting up tables at the museum itself from 5 to 9 p.m. Build a model, eat, take a look at all the cool stuff that they have on the floor. Now, I don't think we can walk the floor, but we'll be able to look at the cool stuff, and you'll be able to hang out with some awesome modelers like myself. Yeah, that was a joke. All right, so that I got to finish. Waiting a second. All right, let's start doing some of this assembly. Kind of like PatCon. What's that? Oh yeah, the liars thing. Absolutely. 100%. That's kind of how it should be, I think. I mean, so I'm just gonna say this, and it's like, and I know it sounds like, like me patting myself on the back, and in some ways, I guess it kind of is. I remember when I joined Patriot, I felt like it was kind of ahead of the curve with other types of clubs and what they're doing. The first thing was that they were absolutely open arm acceptance of other genres. Like, we don't care what kind of scale model you do. Great. I mean, honestly, there's some things that, obviously, you might have a little bit of challenge, but just a scale model. Does it have to be plastic? Does it have to be a plane? No. So in that regard, it's been really, really good. But at the same time, looking at the stuff that we've been able to accomplish over the last couple of years with, moving to the American Heritage Museum, looking at, we've redeveloped our website to make it a little bit more friendly. We've grown our membership significantly. Our attendance at our meetings has grown significantly. Our presence is out there. We're talking with, different podcasts. So all of that stuff is kind of happening. And then yesterday, as I'm doing as I'm revising and putting in other competitions links in, because I like to do that. So what other shows are out there, and we'll talk about the other shows in a little bit. I'm looking at their websites. First of all, if they exist, most of them are shit. And I'm not putting ours as like the pinnacle of what a website should be like, but it's certainly an improvement over most others. Most of them don't even have websites. I mean, the Liars is an example. It's like I went to their site. It's like, oh, let me see if I can find a link. It's like the club link that's listed on IPMS USA. It's a broken link. It says it's up for sale. I'm like, okay, that's pretty stupid, but okay, a lot of them are now either relying on, I think they're relying on either the IPMS national page to give you all the information with no link or a functioning link to their own pages, or they're sending you to Facebook, and it's like, guys, no offense, get your heads out of your ass. You want to find your way into growing your club. I mean, this is part of something that Mason and I were talking about briefly. It's like, you got to find ways of marketing to your audience. And I'm not saying that these guys, are going to be the most tech savvy people out there, but man, figure it out. Joe, then they've got good company. They've got good company. You know, I'm actually part of the reason why I did that is I also wanted to make sure I've got some accurate information on the site. But I'm also going to be going to 4 shows this fall, which is like because of my wife's travel schedule, I'll be able to go to. I'm going to the obviously PatCon, Classic Plastic, Granite Con, and I'm going to go to the Hudson Valley show. They need some whippersnappers for the club. But how do you get whippersnappers if you don't want to get whippersnappers? Well, we post that we have an event. That kind of mentality. It's like if you walked into a supermarket and you had these two, just use the example, 2 cans or 2 packages of ketchup, and the package just was bright, shiny. It spoke to you, and you're like, that sound looks pretty good, whatever the taste of the ketchup is. And then you got another one that looks like it's been sitting on the shelf for like a year, 2 years, and the labeling is crap, and it's got nothing on it that kind of screams at you. It's like, I'm not buying that one. That one might be the better tasting one, but I'm going to buy this one over here. Being called for dinner. Sounds good, Seb. Just the short-sightedness of some of this stuff, I'm kind of at a loss about. One of the comments that was used by a member at our club, I think it was a member. I think it was a member at our club. They said we have to treat people like anybody who's coming to our shows or coming to our like they're clients. You're selling to them, and I hate to add a corporateness to the sound of that, but frankly, that is what's going on. You are marketing. Yeah, there we go. I'm just trying to figure out where this is going. You are selling to people. That might have been Mike who said that. In this day and age, we need to communicate better, at least grab. Yeah, that's exactly it. What do they call it? There's a term for that now. It's just I'm spacing out on. But yeah, 100%, Edwin. Do I think that our club needs to be on Instagram, and they are? Are we doing a good job with it? Not so much. But that's where you need to be if you're trying to attract like a younger group. Even if I'm not on there anymore, I'm glad that some other people have taken the reins and are doing that. But you can't continue to do the same thing in an old, crusty looking way and expect that things are going to be better. I actually glued a real part on. Feels good. Yeah, the attention economy. That's it. Thank you, Edwin. Exactly. I just keep hearing about organizations that are hurting. And look, we're also in a slightly fortunate position where, as a club, we've got a pretty deep body of people who've been very, very helpful. I mean, let's be honest. Our e-board and a number of members of our PatCon committee have been incredibly giving of their time. So it's not just one person, 2 people doing all the work. We've got a dozen people who have been able to tackle a lot of this stuff. And then guys like Spencer, our treasurer, I mean, he has grabbed the bull by the horns in the stuff that he's been able to accomplish with getting us fundamentally our finances, not necessarily just the finances improved, but also, with like dealing with PayPal better and stuff like that. I mean, it's been great. I'm not a whiz at website development by any stretch of the imagination, but I mean, I've been putting in quite a bit of effort just to try to get something that looks better than what we had, but provides the information in an easily accessible and kind of an enjoyable manner, or finding ways of marketing some of that stuff. You know, this year we have a couple of organizations, couple of companies that are, giving us stuff for the raffle. So I've now created a link for the raffle page. I've got a raffle sponsorship page with their logos and links to their website. So if you like what you see, you can go in that direction. Then get ready for the road. Have a great day, everyone. Mike, you too, man. Safe travels and happy birthday to Maverick, man. That's great. Enjoy that time. And I think maybe that's part of it. Is I think with a lot of this is that I'm not good at it, so I'm not going to even try. So we can donate all of Nick's vacuum form kits. Hell yeah, if you want. Speaking of, I got to go through and separate a bunch of that stuff. I got to bring some of the Kirk collection for the raffle and donations and shit. A box of reference material I can donate too. Cool. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, anything people want to kind of get rid of or whatever that makes sense that somebody else might appreciate, I think is good. All right, I think we're in a good place here. Just getting rid of some of these mold lines. Here we go. Anyway. Hello. All right, let's glue that part in place. So my wife has a little work this morning, or around noon, I should say. And then after that, we haven't decided yet. We're going to go somewhere. Do a late lunch, early dinner. We're either going to go east or west, but we're going to go somewhere, not stay on campus today. Do I know what I just glued in place? Hell no. No idea. but those look kind of cool. Ooh, Shisa. Wow, did I miss quite a bit there? Let's get a round file, curved file. These were a Kirk collection thing, and I'm very happy for this. This has been a great little. And when I went through the box and I saw a bunch of small files, I'm like, oh man, yeah, those are staying with George. Oops. I'm taking you with me to the coffee store. Sounds good, Joe. What kind of coffee you getting? There we go. Oops, hello. There we go. Got it. All right. Foo drink. One of those fancy cappuccinos, and yeah, I can't do foo. I don't like Starbucks. I just don't enjoy Starbucks. Normally, when I walk in, on a rare occasion, I'll do something like a some kind of a latte or something like that. But generally, it's just like give me a coffee, give me a medium coffee with a little bit of oat milk or cream, depending on the kind of oat milk that you have, and I'm happy. So it's great when you walk into a Starbucks and just say, "Yeah, I want a medium coffee." So okay, so you want a venti? I don't know what a fucking venti is. I know I sound like an old man, but yeah, I go maybe once a month. Yeah, I make my own. I prefer it's easier, it's convenient, it's right there. If I don't have and we're out and that kind of thing, like when we're traveling, that's a different thing. Starbucks coffee, but I make it at home. Yeah, I get this big bag of beans from the grocery store. It's from a small I guess a small, I don't know, company out in California, San Francisco Bay Coffee Company, and they roast and give you a whole bean. They got two varieties. Perfect. That's my go-to. It's the beans. I'm out. It's a big B coffee. Starbucks. Yeah, I can't do Starbucks. Even like this, this. If I made Starbucks at home, it's been a long time. There's something about like every time I have a Starbucks in particular, it just like it- they the I don't mind bitterness, but man, they just go a little bit over the edge. Well, maybe a lot over the edge. Big B is my all-time favorite, though, as far as coffee chains go. I've never even heard of Big B. Where is Big B? Finally done making the dice dispenser prototype. Oh, nice. How did it come out, Edwin? I usually get whatever is cheapest at a Job Lot or Costco. I usually like something a little bit better than that, but I want a Costco nearby. I really want a Costco to come by. I want a Costco. I want a fucking Costco. Okay. Those pieces are on. I've now filed them down. There we go. Slicing the file as we speak, and we'll print it tonight. I got to tell you, that's at this point, I have no interest in that, but I can definitely see, Edwin, all that stuff you're talking about now, I'm going to have to start to understand at some point. At some point, I'm going to have to understand how to, and I'll pick up a 3D printer. Who knows? Maybe this year I'll pick something up if I can get something cheap, for the holidays. You need that chicken bake. Old dealership coffee brand, Cadillac Coffee. Barely can find that stuff, but it's the coffee they served at all the dealerships. Really? Really? That's interesting. You need that chicken bake. I need whatever. I just want a Costco nearby. I like buying shit in bulk. I got to tell you, oh God, does anybody like going to a grocery store and shopping? I can't go to a supermarket. Just like you spend, I love going to, like, the only place I like going to is Trader Joe's. Why? Because limited selection, they got most of what I need, and everything that they do have is fabulous. I can go in and out of a Trader Joe's and do a week's worth of shopping in like 20 minutes. You do that in a grocery store and you're at least half an hour. At least. I fucking hate that. Michigan chain. Got it. Michigan. Joe, do you know about this Michigan chain? Being that you're a Michiganite as well? It's super complicated. You'll pick up the lingo fast when you get a printer. Oh, I know. The question is whether I want to do a resin printer or if I want to do a filament. I'm leaning towards filament. I don't have the space for anything more, and I don't want to deal with cleanup and mess and smell and shit like that. If you'd ask about 3D printing, just send me an email. I definitely will, Edwin. Yeah, between you, Ray, and a couple of other people, I've got resources which I'm really happy about. It's just making the leap. In the same way, like when I've got the Cricut, or the Silhouette. I just haven't spent the time to learn how to use it. At some point, going to have to. In fact, I might actually see if I can get one of our members at the club to do a 101 session on using one of those things. Preferred farmers market. Oh no, not 10 extra minutes. Oh yeah, but it's not just the 10 extra minutes. It's 10 miserable minutes. Right. It's 10 miserable minutes. I'm sorry. I fucking hate it. Like if somebody says, let's go to Trader Joe's, I'm on that. Somebody says, you want to go to the supermarket and do a week's worth of shopping? It's like, oh God, it's going to be sucky. I hate it. Hate it. Sorry. Yep. Has a special every Wednesday where it's buy one, get one free. Super great deal. Get two latte drinks and like $4 to $5. Wow, that is good. As someone else for the resin. It is make more sense. You have a filler. Yeah, exactly. I got a $600 printer for $200. Always wait for a sale. 100%. Yeah, I'm actually looking at probably a bamboo would be my guess. I don't know what they're offering this year, but that'll probably be what I'll be gunning for. All right, now we're going to build a big old box. By the way, real quickly, just to show. That's the level of detail on the cab. Bye. And I'm sorry that the light here is just, I got a light literally right behind me, so it's kind of blinding a little bit. But you can just see all that detail right there. Really, really well done. Hey, Charles. What's going on, brother? Looks great. Yeah, it's a very impressive little kit. Again, of the bunch that I've built so far, probably the one that requires the most sort of cleanup. But yeah, other than that, fabulous kit. All the detail that I have on it for sure would look great in a diorama. Absolutely. This one I'm not sure what I'm going to do with. Haven't decided. This one might get the one of the rainbow finishes. I'm not 100% certain yet. Still debating. Okay, this is going to be an extensive box build. There's a lot of parts here. How much time? Yeah, I should be able to get this thing done at least. Rough assembled. If everything goes to plan, everything should be fine. What's going on, Charles? Come in, you say hi, and then you disappear again. What the fuck? Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I really did do a really nice job. I may have to now start including these glass files into my bench build, my bench tools. I think I've got some. Just got to take a look, but it might have to become a standard piece of gear. Definitely not. There we go. Nice. Doing all right. That was a vehicle kit I got that looked a lot like that. That I was super impressed with. Hands were full coming into the house. Yeah, no worries, Charles. Not acceptable, but no worries. Dude, I hope you're having a good Sunday, man. And it's been a while, so I hope the family's doing well. Well, maybe not a while, but while enough. Oh, okay. So what they do is they basically give you a box, and then you build all the detail. Oops, there you go. You build all the detail around it. Hey, Julius. Good morning. How are you? Wicked good early morning to you. What time is it your way? Ooh, yeah, it's early. Oof. That's got to get cut back. Good morning, Georgia and everyone. Going to be a great Sunday. I'm off tonight and taking the lady to a concert tonight for a band that's helped her through a lot. Oh, that's great. Charles, who is that? Do you mind if I ask? I'm good. Just woke up. I went to bed early last night, like at 10:30. Wow. I did the same thing. When the alarm went off at 5:30, I was up like a shot. Every now and then, it's good to get that kind of sleep, right? Right, Julius? Feels good. This can require more of a file. Citizen Soldier, I believe. Nice. Be right back. Ordering. Sounds good, Joe. Citizen Soldier. Nice. Never heard of them, but as long as it's something, somebody your wife likes, it's all that matters. That's cool. What kind of music, Charles? May I ask? May I ask? Music is such a personal thing. It means so much to an individual, at some, like, for example, like my parents would listen to my shit and they'd be like, what the hell are you listening to? And my kids listen to my shit now. They say, what the hell are you listening to? But, obviously my music speaks to me like their music spoke to them. Okay. Okay. Sorry, guys. I just got to figure out which way this is going. Just like that. It doesn't look right, but okay. Boomer music like Chemical Brothers. Exactly. Alt rock, post grunge, alternative metal. Oh, that sounds good. You're supposed to say it's the Wiggles. No, you're not. This man went through a lot of stuff, had a ton of depressions, became a licensed therapist. Wow, dude, that's awesome. Who is this band? Citizen Soldier. I gotta look them up later. Actually, I'm gonna look them up right now. My phone's right here. Come on, don't need that right now. Okay, leave that like that. Take a look at that later. Thank you. Yep. Oh, wait till the sun to rise, walk the dog, then take a nap. Yeah, good for you. Don't you love those days? I gotta tell you, this is the one thing I'm looking forward to retirement. Be able to get up early, do some shit, take a nap, do some more shit, take a nap, do a lot more shit, stay up late, repeat. Boomer music, like count exactly. That is boomer music. How dare people listen to that stuff? It's so boomer. Kids, what do they know? That's a little better. So these are a little directional. Great genre of music. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's like, that just, what you just described, it's like, that would be something I would love. That's a hell of a day you have planned. I know. Don't we all wish we had a day like that, right? Definitely has some good music, not something I'd go out of my way to listen to, but I'm not going to skip them if they come across the feed. Yeah, there you go. Yep. You can't get off my lawn type of activity. Yeah, exactly. Okay. I spend a lot of time napping, to be honest, nowadays. I like napping, but I like waking up early and I like staying up late. And I like to take a nap in the middle of the day. Unfortunately, the problem for me right now is in the middle of the day is fucking work. See, work once again just keeps getting a job, keeps getting in the way of things that are important in life. Just so wrong. I just took a nap. Right now in the middle of the show? Thanks. Thanks, Nick. I appreciate that. If you're tired while driving, that's a safety net. Should be working approved. Yes. Yep, the last 30 minutes. It was late night and early. Yeah, what? I'm sorry. Am I boring you? Am I just not amusing enough for you? Is that the problem? Should I be like a dancing bear or something like that? Is that what you'd like of me, Nick? I don't think I want an answer to that, by the way. Let's see. Yeah, that's what I like the film. Being disabled and nap is kind of an important part of the day. If I want to get anything out, always. Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Yep. We're really getting into Volbeat. Comes in waves. It seems like I listen to them so much, then they disappear and reappear, and the cycle continues. Definitely an underrated band, in my opinion. Volbeat. And what kind of music is Volbeat? I didn't hear enough sanding. A bear on a unicycle jumping. That's me. So I want to check something. Can you do this? No. So one of the good things about this model as well is there is actually an order to gluing these things on. You cannot put these parts on incorrectly. So even though they give you this box with all these slats and everything like that, again, kind of like Bandai, you or Tamiya, you can't put the parts on incorrectly. They go on only one way. You try to put them on the wrong way, it's like something ain't fitting there, right? Or they just won't fit at all. Danish heavy metal. For some reason, I think I've actually heard them. I'm back. Welcome back, Joe. One of the things that we've got going on today that I think we're really, really blessed with, and I'm not kidding, I think we're blessed, are the ability to access music today anywhere in the world, whatever type of genre. You could hear something from like the Netherlands, right? And suddenly it's like, holy shit, where's this been, right? You know, you're not getting fed from either commercial radio or an album having to be pressed, then shipped to a shop that hopefully picks it up and somehow it gets some kind of airplay so you hear it, right? The ability to have, and then if you had even local stuff, like how does it get to certain places? There's a lot more local music. Now all music is so international or can be international, local flavor, but internationally available. I mean, the democratization of music has been just fabulous. They switched some as well as heavy metal, hard rockabilly, nice psychobilly, groove metal. Oh, see that? Yeah, Volbeat. That kind of sounds like right up my beat. I love all that stuff. Volbeat. Yeah, nice. I know I've heard of them. I just can't remember where. You might have mentioned them in the past, but I'll tell you, it is certainly of interest. Still County is one of their best songs. When their Warriors a call. The Devil's Bleeding Ground. Yeah. And Charles, I'm going to go out of my way to listen to it, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because you listened to the Dead Kennedys when I made a recommendation, so I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same. So by tomorrow, I will have listened to something from Volbeat. Let's get rid of that. I'll be waiting on that review. Cool. Speaking of, is anybody working tomorrow? Or I know here in the United States, if you're off, are you off? Obviously, Edwin might be in a different situation. Julius is, I believe, retired. Anybody working tomorrow? I hope not. And if they are you getting overcompensated? I hope. Yeah, we cannot screw up this installation. No work. Well, ladies off tomorrow and kids are out at school. I agree. That and the ability to have exposure to all the different cultures and traditions that we probably wouldn't have seen. Yeah, this is the plus of what we have going on now with the accessibility across the planet for things. Look, we have Edwin on here. There are things that Edwin's discussed or that I've never heard of, or when Fizz is on and he talks about a lot of Filipino food. It's like these are things that, if we think about it, if we didn't have this platform, things would be bad. So, look, I'm not going to say that everything with the internet is good, but there are so many strengths that have come from it. And this is the blessing of us being able to both communicate and learn if we want to. And I think that's the big one right there. If we want to. You know, I've heard a lot of people, unfortunately, say, really stupid shit like, I don't need to know about that stuff. I'm happy with what I do. It's like that kind of idiotic attitude. Why are we on this planet if we're not here to learn? Why are we on this planet if we're not here to experience stuff? Now, I'm not saying one has to become a world traveler or that kind of thing, but honestly, ladies off tomorrow, kids are out at school. No work, yay! I'll say George that Kennedy did come across while I was listening to music while building and enjoyed the song, but can't remember which one it was. Just happened to notice the band name. Yeah, like every band, there's songs or records or whatever, and it's like, yeah, most of it's like I'm not a big fan of, but there's some things that are really, really good. Even the stuff my kids listen to. There's like a few things that, like, my older daughter and I have more similar tastes, but my younger daughter's played me stuff every now and then. It's like, yeah, I'm not a big fan, but that's not a bad song at all. I picked up some stuff from them and I've listened to it. I like it quite a bit. In fact, I'll toss out. I never Lord. I love Lord. She's great. That's the stuff my kids and I both can listen to. I'm Space does learning how to. I'm Space does learning how to learn again. One philosophy I learned applied in my life is improve every day, even if it is a bit. Never stop learning. Exactly. You have to. Being able to pick up new ideas is, I think, look, you can call it a religious thing, you can call it whatever you want, but I genuinely believe, that why would we be here if you believe some deity put us on this planet? Why would we be here if not to experience things, to try things? Why? Don't you hate when you cut something off? There's one. Are those the nuts? Ooh, let's take a look here. I bet these are the nubs. I just want to make sure that I got that right. think so. Why would we be here? I can see you in the Prius blasting Pink Pony Club. I could. I would do that. If it made my kids happy, I would do that. Look, when I'm in the car, my kids take over the radio. Can I listen to something? And you're like, yes. And why do I do that? Because my parents did the same thing to us. So like, and the number of times they would look over and just look at us and just say, "What are you listening to?" But you do the same for them. But you learn from that experience too, right? You learn from that experience. Avenged Sevenfold's a solid band I always come back to, along with Breaking Benjamin. I never skip any of the songs that come up. Yeah, I do like Avenged Sevenfold too. Didn't they tour recently within the last year? There's a good quote from John Wick too. I will serve as I have been served. Yes. I think he probably takes a slightly darker view of how that goes, but yes, that is applicable, 100%. Right. I got to see Avenged Sevenfold. The lead singer was hammered and the show was awful, which is too bad because they're usually amazing live. Yeah, every now and then, bad shit happens to bands. I get an Island Bear drink. It's got coconut in it. Coconut in coffee. I can see doing that maybe once. That's over the last tours they went on. Really? Has it been that long? Fuck me. I thought they did a tour recently, but again, I could be wrong. Old, frail mind, you never know. It's kind of clean. Just drop it in. If one coming in October this year, yeah. See, I knew I heard about that. It's like, okay, so I'm not totally spacing out. I'm not totally spacing out. There we go. Just want to run quite a bit of thin cement down this way. Pray I don't get a fingerprint in this thing. Close that up. It's closing up a little tightly. Compress this a little bit. Just going to come in from the bottom a little bit too. Be open for Korn when I went. Their live show gave me a new respect for them, though Korn is the band that you see again tomorrow. If you like Korn, back in June. I don't listen to a lot of corn, but I do like them. They said the Mex just played in Indonesia last year, the only stop in Southeast Asia. Really? Interesting that the only stop in Southeast Asia and it was in Indonesia. That's kind of cool. Going to go quickly around just to see how everything looks here. Looking really tight. Yeah, nicely done. Nicely done. There we go. Okay. Anyway, how much time I got? Oh, I got about 15 minutes or so left. Try to get this piece onto the vehicle, and then that might be kind of calling it a day, but we'll see. Haven't heard my wife get up yet, but then again, there's a lot more quietness in this house. It is weird being up on a second floor here rather than the basement at our home, our regular home. Hey, Richie, good morning. Where the last Toys R Us is in Indonesia, I believe. Aren't they in the Philippines too? I could be wrong. I don't know. What's going on, Richie? Happy Sunday to you. Happy Labor Day weekend as well. Hey, Nick, I'm standing. Okay, filing. So are you awake or not? You're in the empty room again. Yeah, I'm up in Maine. Loving it. Day 2. I had to get ammo cans yesterday. It's amazing how willing people are to let you cross when you're carrying a bunch of them. Oh, really? And these ammo cans are for what purpose? Just got back from food shopping, and Dee Dee's nice to us. Closed years ago here in Indonesia. Yeah, so it might be just in the Philippines then. Or just fizz when you need them. Okay. And this goes right on top in theory. Just like that. Oh no. And safely and legally transport ammo. Oh, is it for, okay, so it's ammo. It's real ammo. I miss Toys R Us where you can be a kid at any age. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Good times. Good times gone, but it is what it is. Come on. That's going to go around and hit it up with some thin cement. Well, I'm still a kid, a big kid. Yeah. Aren't we all? Dude, in the end, isn't that what it's about? There's only so much adulting somebody can do before it's like, okay, enough. Too much. Only so much adulting one can do. They were empty at the time. Katie's dad had a boiler farm in the basement. This trip will get all that stuff out. Nice. Getting old is inevitable, but being old is a choice. Oh, see, look at that. So speaks Edwin the Wise. 100% Edwin. Yeah. Like a little bit of separation there in that corner, which I can fill with likely with some kind of like either CA or Mr. Surfacer or something. Just touch it up. I get old and I see Dixon and say to myself, God, fuck no. Come on, Richie. I agree. My body is so much older than my mind. And isn't that the way it's supposed to be, right? That's fine. We not a happy thing to happen, but it's an acceptable thing, right? All right. So real quickly, we've just basically assembled all the panels around the box. And for the most part, everything kind of came together perfectly. And I'm not kidding. I mean, perfectly. There's a couple of spots where just a little bit of separation. All these things come together. You know, when they come together, they're all beveled at 45 degrees. So the parts just fit nice and tight, giving you a lot of surface to kind of put material to make contact with some thin cement. And looking at it from a distance, I can't even see where that separate. Oh, there it is. There's that separation. There we go. Just a little bit of it. And after it's dry, I might just hit it again with thin cement, see if that takes care of everything. And if it does, great. And if not, we'll fill it. I need to fix my brain slowly losing ability to add and subtract without a calculator. In Cali, fuck him. Yeah, he is in California. Hey, if work's going to send you to California, enjoy it. I'm looking to do hopefully a trip out that way next year for work purposes. And trust me, I'm going to go see my sister, go hang out with some people. Fix my brain's ability. I disregard your reality and substitute my own. Yes, Mr. Adams, average. Yeah, right. That's done. Next box, D16, D15. Yeah, so haven't lost yet. Nope. Likely not. In the end, isn't everything about our own reality anyway? I mean, if we do live in a matrix style world, aren't we able to shape some of that world? But aren't some things able to not be shaped? By the way, I need to have a chat, George. I got something going to talk to you about. Okay, sounds good. How do you want it? You let me know when you want to talk, Richie. Glad to. The kid I mentioned earlier was a Tamiya, light armored vehicle, 1/35th scale. Uh, Charles, do you happen to remember what the call signs were? Was it a T60, T15, or Type 10? Types. They have a couple of different types. I believe if it's the light armored vehicle, GSDF, it's the assault carrier. I could be wrong, but I'm curious. Remember when I was working on the Type 15, which I do hope one day to get to a full finish because it's just such a beautiful looking model. Um, the so the Japanese self-defense forces create this. It's called the Type 60 tank, or Type 60 or Type 90. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of those two, and it's like a big old like main battle tank and that type of thing. And then they're like, we really can't drive this thing across our country because we got a lot of bridges, narrow roads. This is the wrong tank. And almost immediately went into developing the Type 15. Stupidest thing ever. Discord chat would be good. I'll message you on who's got my Discord. Okay, sounds good, Richie. I appreciate it. Yep. Like a armored SUV. I'll see if I can find the box. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to see what it looks like. Thank you. If you watch into a rabbit hole, they did an experiment where they froze a drop of water on people's forehead and found that projected images and manifest the same in ice crystals. What? That sounds kind of interesting in a very twisted kind of way. All right, just making sure I got all the nubs. That I think is the last one right there. That is twisted. I'm gonna get this section done, then I'm gonna call it a session. Let's see how much time I got. Yeah, I'm gonna go a little longer than I thought, but I think we should be fine. I don't think my wife's up yet. There we go. Send y'all a link. They did anime like scanners. Ooh, it's kind of crazy. All right, so why am I building a box like this? I don't understand. Probably because they couldn't build a box completely, but it's interesting that they just didn't do two halves as opposed to building, like slide molding this thing and then having an end cap, literally. Interesting way of doing things. Okay. Let's push that part on. Komatsu LAV is the actual name. Ooh. Okay. I'll have to look that up later on. Komatsu LAV. Message. Just message you my Discord name, whatever the fuck you call it. Yeah. Sounds good, Richie. I'll check that out after we're done here. All right. It's crazy when you see something like, what the hell is this thing supposed to be? All right, that part is exposed. I guess it's okay that it's exposed, and I'm going to just trim it back or just sand it back a little bit. Crazy model. It's like you kind of want to know what the hell is all this shit? What is all this stuff? Engine compartment? No idea. No idea. No idea. Now that needs to get fixed. I'm assuming that's an exhaust. And if it is, it's pretty full, meaning that, oh yeah, that needs to get opened up. I'll have to bore that out. Sounds like my wife's awake, so at this point, I'm going to start wrapping up. Go hang out with her until she's got to leave, and then when she's back, we're going to head somewhere, do something. Which I'm very excited about. And I'm back. Welcome back. Hope you had a nice dinner set. Yeah, I'm gonna head out of here. Y'all have a good one. Charles, you too, brother. Thanks for popping in, man. Hope you and the lady have fun, and I will hopefully catch up sooner rather than later. Hello. There we go. Okay. So that's how all that comes together. But again, that needs to get bored out, and I can do that at a later point. Now let's just see how all this plops in place. Haven't glued anything in yet. I just want to see how it looks. Why, hello. Well, yeah, it has to go there. Maybe it doesn't. Good. Nothing is visible on that side. That's looking good. That's looking good. That's looking a little bent. Good to see you. Have a great Labor Day weekend. Julius, you too, brother. Thanks for being on today. Definitely good to see you. Always, always, always a pleasure to have you on. Yeah, lasagna were good. Oh, now you're making me hungry. It is. It's some kind of an engine for the HiMARS. It's that right there. Sarah says hi and good morning. Good morning, Sarah. How are you? Hope you're having a nice Sunday. Okay. Nice bit of cleanup. Okay, kind of a generator. Could be. This is, again, my inexperience with what these things are. But it definitely has that look, son. That's fitting a little more tightly. That will likely not be seen. But then again, it might. She is highly caffeinated. Nice. Good for you, Joe. Do-do. Try to get rid of that injection pin mark right there. Gone, Daddy, gone. Love it. Now let's put these parts together. And yeah, I will do some kind of a I'm going to do some kind of a boring out of that barrel. Probably just going to have to use a rotary tool on it. Hey, Peter. Get your teeth. Nice. You wish you were in this cage. Okay. Now let's get this thing put on. So I get as much of this done as possible. There. And now, get some cleanup down top here. There we go. That's looking good. Old line is mostly gone. Enough of it's gone. I don't think anybody's going to. Oh, no, I take it back. Nope, you're going to see all that. Let's get rid of this. Oh, yucky day. Sorry, guys. Just want to get this thing done before I take off. I'm highly caffeinated and unmotivated. Oh, that's a terrible place to be. Being caffeinated and being motivated is great. So, Peter, what's going on, man? Anything special for the holiday weekend? He's sort of the second most dangerous man in the world. Number one is still Brock Lesnar. Listening to Slayer riffs at 16 2/3. What? Are you trying to pick up how the riffs are played? That's an interesting thing to do. No, it just sounds cool. Nice. No, it just sounds cool. Why am I doing? No idea. It just sounds cool. No idea. Okay, something ain't sitting right. And that's okay. We can fix that. Well, we'll see if I get everything aligned. Something ain't sitting right here, so let's see if we can figure out why it's not sitting right. Oil paint to dry enough to put some more down. Ah, yeah, one of those. Getting old for me is see my favorite band retired because they're too old to play. Yeah, good friend of ours just went to see the Rolling Stones. I'm like, wonder how that show went. Watched the Polka King movie. Trying to think if I even know what that movie is. Have a great day, Space Knights. Have a great holiday. Joe, you too, brother. Enjoy your time away from work and with fam. Okay, why the hell are you not going in? That's it. Snapped right in. Okay. Okay. Got that in place. Got that in place. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. I was trying to get all of this thing nailed down. I'm going to leave you guys with the final thought. Do the British not name their ships the coolest things on the planet? I got to tell you, I have no interest in building a lot of I shouldn't say that, no interest. I got minimal interest in building any kind of ship, but building a ship named the Indefatigable, it's just like, oh, I just love that name. You know, I love that name. All right, there we go. So we got all of that now glued into place, which means the next step is going to be working on the interior of the cab. Yeah, sweet. And the missile bay. I may actually work on the missile bays first because the cab is going to require finishing off the interior of the cab first and then doing the rest of this. But once again, I will just say the level of detail on this thing is incredible. This one is the least perfect of the kits that I've worked on from Maine, but even that, it's still a terrific kit. Can't recommend enough. I can't keep up. Yeah, I know. I'm changing things up. This is the 1/72nd scale HiMARS, the M142, and it is a terrific kit. Absolutely terrific. So, all right. Can't recommend enough. Yeah. Perfect? No. Lots of room to do some stuff that makes it pretty good. In fact, yesterday I was looking at photos of the interior of the hatch inside of the Bradley, and there's going to be some detail work going on in there. So I'll be doing a little bit of scratch building to get that thing to look good. Have how many models at PC? The bat plane. That's it. All right, my friends. Thank you so much for being on this morning. I do appreciate it. Time to go head downstairs and go hang with the missus. So with that, my friends, appreciate it. Have a lovely day. Tony, you too. What, you? Yeah, me, one. That's all I'm going to have. Take it easy, Edwin. Have a good one. But guys, go out there and do good. Brighten the world as much as you possibly can. Crazy, effed up world, and it's getting worse by the day. But it will change when we do better. Try to make things better for everybody. Take it easy, Seb. You have a good Sunday as well. So, guys, do good. Enjoy the day. Love you all. I'll be back on tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Peace.